Walty, hurry up. The 450s are about to start. Buckle up, strap in, hold on your hats and your glasses as I blow the lid off the moto. Why? Because nobody else will. If you're new, subscribe. Subscribe right away. Never been a more important time in moto history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded moto people. Iron will sharpen iron. We're going to sharpen a little bit of moto iron today. Welcome to the show. So here's the thing, dudes. Like, I didn't even know. I'm having a hard time recording this episode because this thing is on the verge of being over. In fact, during the coverage, did you guys hear? I want to say it was Weege. First of all, there's a couple things I found kind of funny about a couple things he did. One was he said, well, it might
be too early to start talking about the perfect season. Don't want to go there yet. Oh,
yeah, you may as well go there, dude, because that's where this thing is clearly headed. Jetson is toying. He is bored. He doesn't look engaged. Something is going on with Jetson, and that brings me to the second topic that we're going to blow apart right now as we do a little whistle blowing is, we just tried to call him the Donut Man, like it was going to be cool, like Kickstart Kenny. There's nothing cool about the Donut Man. You cannot see Kickstart Kenny. That's kind of hard in a way. It's kind of punk rock. Like he almost wanted it to be punk rock. Like I'm still kicking my bike because I'm hardcore. There's nothing you can do to spin a donut into being hard. And you can tell Jetson, I don't know about you guys, like the first moto, he goes over for the win. No fist pump, no nothing. He looks bored out there. The realities are, friends, I mean, let's just go ahead and tie this one up so we can move on maybe to anything else to talk about here. The 450 is clearly he's more efficient on the 450 than he was on the 250. He looks way better on the 450 than he did on the 250. That is a very hard bridge to gap, my friend. Cooper Webb clearly got paid to go racing, and you got to understand, I mean, second place overall points is decent prize money, but let's just not sugarcoat this thing. Cooper Webb clearly doesn't even want to be out there himself, which brings me to another topic. One of you guys, one of our subscribers, I don't know if it was Fastco, one of you guys, a lot of you guys on Instagram, that's probably where we do. If you guys go Walter Wanders MX on Instagram, that's probably where I communicate with you guys the most. But he said, dude, where's all the fill-in riders? This is insane right now. The top five, just immediately the cream rises to the crop within the first turn. They're all up front, and everybody else is racing for first place is like sixth place, basically. It's just insane. Where are the fill-in riders? In fact, he asked me, he's like, dude, why do you think Dungey? Why isn't Dungey at least getting a fill-in? I don't think Dungey was interested in coming and do it. But make no mistake about it. I bet you Gas Husky offered Ryan an opportunity to ride that bike, maybe. But good for him for turning it down. But I don't know what it is. You would think at some point somebody gets a fill-in ride. Maybe one of these top finishing privateers. Why don't you just plop them onto a factory bike? We've always had the riders in the privateer paddock hoping for a fill-in ride. They're not coming. They're not getting them. Why? Somebody please tell me in the comments below. Numero dos, if we may, or Trace, depending on where we're at in this thing. Did you notice Plessinger? Poor Plessinger throws it away again. This wasn't the Supercross win, devastating. Like, dude, I would have been crying for that. He threw away a podium, and he lost it again behind the camera. He's clearly crushed, and I get it. I mean, I'm not minimizing the fact that you can be crushed, but AP, don't worry about it, dude. The thing I'm worried about with AP is up on the podium when they're interviewing on his custom cowboy hat, there was an SMX pin. Who's paying? So the industry's paying him to run this SMX pin and promote SMX. Like I said, these factory riders, I can almost guarantee, are getting paid to promote the super duper playoff rounds that are coming. Do you notice in the end of the races, they show the super duper playoff round points? It's like half the people in there evaporated and they ain't even coming back. Maybe they show up. It's going to be, I guarantee you one thing that's going on with super duper motocross playoffs. It's basically the same thing as World Supercross. A handful of rounds where the riders are getting paid to come. There's some special pay breakdown. But when I see AP rocking a pin, like the other team sponsors I get, somebody's paying him. He's probably almost a cool enough dude where you can be like, hey, P, mind if we put this pin on your hat? Like, but you can't. At that level, you can't unless you're being paid, because if you're interfering with other sponsors who paid to be on that hat, you can't be putting that on that. So there's something going on with SMX. They're on life support 100%. Now let's move over to the 250 class. Well, it looks like this is going to be an Australian takeover because Hunter, and he looks bored up there too. What's going on with the Hunter brothers? They used to be so just happy and joyful, and they're always burning on each other. Remember that? They'd always burn. Well,
My brother and this and that. I'll smoke my brother. My brother, yeah, he was.
they're not doing any of that. They're all serious all of a sudden. They're all serious. Yeah, I don't know, online track and the bike. Like something has clearly changed. And let's just talk before we get into more 250s. JT, new track announcer, whatever guy on the track. Kind of blowing it a little bit, but we got to give him a mulligan. He's in his rookie season, but kind of blowing it. My boy Daniel Blair would smoke him. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it like I see it. And was on Daniel Blair's podcast the other night, Main Event Moto, on Instagram. Feel free to follow the guys there. What's up, dudes? Great show. One of the best shows I've participated in, so thanks for having me on. Daniel Blair is basically working on some new stuff, and good for him, because he didn't want to talk about it. I understand there's probably some stuff going on behind closed doors that he doesn't want to elaborate on. But I believe there's potentially some stuff going on over there for sure. But when you talk to Lars, manager over at HRC, JT's like, so with Chase gone. Maybe you guys, they watch Walty Wanders because we've covered a lot of this. There's 2 camps down there. There's 2 camps, big time. Well, in the Main Event Moto, one of the dudes like, there's really 2 guys over there, but there's really 1 camp. It's Jet Camp, and that's why Chase is bailing out. Insanity. And my boy Cooksey, over Cooksey, man. You guys probably know Cooksey. He jumps onto the Instagram too. He's like, Walty, he's giving me a hard time about saying, why Chase isn't racing. I'm saying I think it's his feelings hurt more than his body's hurt. It's just whatever. That's what I think. But the reality is this. JT asked Lars, is it different now that the 2 camps are... Some stupid question. And Lars is all, there's no way he'd even answer it. It was just a really odd moment. I just remember it being kind of awkward, okay, and then so it was weird. But JT, I'm sure you'll get it down at some point, but some of your questions are falling a little flat, but that's probably more the industry than you, giving you some script and handlers and everything they can to try to get you through one of these shows. Insane. Which brings us to attendance. I've been to Hangtown many times, and when I saw some overheads of that track, it used to be the whole track lined, the fence line with people. Gaps all over. They tried to push the people where the cameras were going to get the shot off the start. Attendance is down, my friends. This is bad. This is bad. When you have the most boring outdoors, I swear, I was almost mad at myself for staying home and watching this thing live. What about you guys? I got to know. There is so much to blow apart this week. Buckle up and strap in as I go ahead and throw a bunch more people under the whistle when necessary every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video, including Walty Wanders, MX. I hope to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video on your screen, and there's an easy subscribe icon. For your convenience, as always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. I'll see you on the next video.